Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you're like me, you are jumping into Black Ops 6 and you're focusing on leveling up quickly and starting off your prestige journey. Obviously, classic prestige is back. We've got 10 base prestiges, then all the way up through level 1000 with prestige master. And a major part of every single prestige is your permanent unlock token. You are granted one perma unlock token every time you prestige to unlock anything in the game that you want as you're going through and leveling up 1 to 55 again, since of course everything is relocked when you prestige. And in this video I wanted to break down a few of these specific things you may want to use some of those initial permanent unlock tokens on, just to save yourself some time and maybe optimize your grind as you're going back up from 1 to 55 in your next prestige. So as we do dive into all the details, all the info here today, if you enjoy the video, if you find it helpful at all, a like rating would be seriously appreciated. And if you are new to the channel, or maybe you have not subscribed yet, every single day I got you covered with absolutely everything going on in Call of Duty, whether it's news, updates, patch notes, meta breakdowns, tips and tricks, it is all right here. So feel free to hit that subscribe button, join us on the road to 1 million subscribers. We're aiming to hit that before the end of 2024. Much love as always to everyone who does take the time to do so. But first up right away, a common theme that I see with a lot of players as they're getting into that first prestige is looking at what the absolute max level unlock is for this game. And at level 55, your final level before prestige, you do get the AS Val assault rifle. Just so happens it's one of the faster TTK options in the game, and if you're someone who's trying to grind out some camos, you may want to have that available, so at any point in a prestige you can get progress done on that, get your headshots done, your base special stuff done, or as you're getting past gold into diamond and so on and so forth, you have that available. Keep in mind, if you do buy blueprints for a weapon, that basically functions as a permanent unlock token. So typically within prestige this year for Black Ops 6, I would advise against perma unlocking a weapon, just because in the future when we see new store bundles drop, those bundles are going to have blueprints for these weapons to permanent unlock them, just because of how the system works this year. But in this specific case, considering we don't really have bundles out yet and the AS Val is the final unlock in the game, that is one that I would probably recommend using a token on if you care about leveling that up and getting some camo progress done on that. But that's pretty much the only weapon I'm focused on in this video when it comes to permanent unlocks. The other things are more so about enhancing either your class setups as you're leveling up or making your life easier to get more XP. For instance, here, the next thing I'd recommend using a permanent unlock token on is the Perk Greed Wildcard. This, in my opinion, is probably the best wildcard in the game from a strategic and from a competitive standpoint. Being able to basically get an extra perk and really help out with your perk specialty, and then also adding something else, I think is just wildly beneficial. Now, for me personally, I'm a big fan of the Enforcer specialty, and to get that, I basically have to get to level 20 every prestige to fully capitalize on Perk Greed plus a bonus perk. And this also would apply to, you know, the other combat specialties too, if you're more interested in those. A lot of camo challenges obviously revolve around that, so just being able to get that extra perk, since all of them are so important this year with gameplay, I think is pretty clutch. And also, that's a level 54 unlock as well, so if you're actually someone who cares about optimizing your class setup for perks, you definitely want to have that on there, because it's going to take you the majority of a prestige to even get up to it in the first place, of course. Next up, another high level unlock. At level 51, you end up unlocking the Sleeper Agent field upgrade that changes you on the enemy's screen into a teammate. So you're basically disguising yourself as a friendly to the enemies, and you can take them out and sort of surprise them with that. I think this is probably the most effective field upgrade in the game from a competitive standpoint for sure. There are other ones that I do really enjoy using as well, like War Cry is pretty solid, but purely for getting high kills, getting more kills, and fooling enemies, Sleeper Agent is incredibly powerful. And that being a 51 unlock, again, you have to go through the majority of a prestige to even use it in the first place. Then you only got 4 levels before you lose it again once you enter your next prestige. So having those couple level 50 unlocks available right away, I think is incredibly useful in the long run. Next up here, it's not nearly as high of a level unlock, but it's still up there for sure. At level 42, you unlock the HARP Scorestreak. This is essentially the advanced UAV, and the reason that I would recommend unlocking this is because this is one of the most useful streaks in the game, not only for information. Obviously you're able to see everyone on the minimap, know exactly where they're moving, when they're moving, how they're moving. Like, it's a full-on basically advanced radar, right? Super useful for pre-aiming, pre-firing, getting easy kills. It's also great for bonus XP. As you have this up, you're getting kills, your teammates are getting kills, you're getting bonus XP for all of that. Same deals like when you have a standard UAV up and everything too. So having that up gives you extra XP. It makes your kills a whole lot easier, and of course that's going to help with ranking up and getting through your current prestige a little bit faster, so that ends up being very beneficial as well. Another unlock here is going to be the Acoustic amp. This is actually just one level earlier on Prestige 41. This is one of the other field upgrades that I find to be incredibly useful. You activate this, and for a limited time you get better audio. So if you're someone who is, always paying attention to footsteps, wants to get the most out of their in-game information, being able to activate that temporarily and get an audio increase and an audio boost to hear where enemies are coming from better, that's a pretty big deal in my opinion as well. Now, initially here, I was going to talk about sort of an additional thing you could unlock that would be super useful in the form of the decoy grenades, because right at launch, you could spam decoys in a match, and every time it would affect an enemy player, it would be bonus XP, which just means you could level up a lot quicker throughout a prestige. Unfortunately, they went through and completely removed the XP gains from decoy, activation. So that one kind of is invalidated now. There is, however, a replacement that honestly, I can't believe I forgot to mention initially. And that of course is the Gunfighter wildcard. We talked about Perk Greed earlier, in my opinion, being maybe the most valuable wildcard in the game. Its closest competition is going to be Gunfighter, allowing you to get up to 8 attachments on any specific weapon. This is just going to optimize your weapon, make them much easier to use across the board. Of course, because the vast majority of attachments in this game only focus on pros and don't really have any cons, this just means your weapon is going to be super balanced across the board, going for control, range, damage, everything like that. And in theory, if you're using Gunfighter, you have a weapon that is just incredibly overpowered because all the attachments on it, you're going to be doing better in game, getting more kills. That equates to more XP. You're ranking up quicker. You're getting through the prestiges faster as well. So sort of a win-win situation there. That being said, obviously, to get everything I just mentioned in this video, you got to go through what, 6 prestiges in total to have all this stuff permanently unlocked. So it'll definitely take a bit to get fully optimized and basically from level 1 be all set up and ready to go with some of the more useful things as you are continuing your journey to Prestige Master. But ultimately, pick and choose which one of these you value more at the beginning. So as you jump into prestiges 1, 2, 3, you have some of those stronger things unlocked earlier on. That being said, though, that is going to wrap things up for this one. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, or if you found it helpful, a like rating would be seriously appreciated. And on your way out, if you are new to the channel, you want to guarantee you can find your way back and stay up to date with absolutely everything going on in COD, feel free to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.